The lock mechanic has returned, and with it being used by a lyrical user of all things, now we know that lyricals are the equivalent of the Bermuda Triangles from the original series, and we never got to see a reverse Bermuda Triangle unit. This was awesome, even if it was obvious when they revealed the card art for this unit back when the Deluxe arc got announced. With that being said though, hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today we're talking all episode 4 of the Cardfight Vanguard Divinez Deluxe arc. Apologies for the delay for this review, as you know life can get in the way, plus Dear Days 2 just released. But enough for all of that, let's talk about the episode itself. So then, Suzune's first episode of focus, and I love how we are getting these interactions with her and other characters that help to mirror her experiences to our casts and what they've overcome before. The obvious comparison is, of course, Suzune to Suo, but it was wholesome to see Megami interacting with Suzune, and this I love more than the Suo interactions. Suzune being portrayed as this character that is chained down by the weight and the rules of her family name, prestige and image. She's not receiving any warmth from her family. Instead, her home environment is rather cold and empty. I loved how the anime kind of presented this by having it very shaded, but also just that cold feeling without any colour expressing itself. We don't see any of her family members, and when we do finally see her mother, the mother is very direct, assertive, and demands the world from her, making it so that weight, pressure, and expectation binds her down. I loved how after the conversation with her mother, you see Suzune's eyes look empty and blank, like a machine, just receiving orders. Just like the title that we heard her be bestowed when she was getting interviewed in the previous episode. Now then, when you think of emotionless fighters, you are probably thinking about Season 1 of Divinez, Suo, and the show is very heavily trying to make you think that. But when you take away the fights and just look at the characters themselves, having to live up to these type of expectations, the pressure of being a part of a successful and powerful family, I think Suzune's character has more in common with Megami's character. After all, we saw Megami struggling with pretty much the same thing back in Season 1 of Overdress. But there are two differences here. Firstly, Megami enjoys Vanguard and expresses that joy. Okay, she has to dress in a new persona to do so when we're Team Blackout. And secondly, Megami has Danji and the other members of Team Blackout who give her that joy and that escapism from her family, that warmth that Suzune is missing. I think it's very smart and great how everyone in Group B will be able to interact and help Suzune evolve as a character and break her chains. And when they do, I hope we hear an updated version of Break Your Spell. After all, that was the original opening song played when Locke/Link Joker was introduced into the Cardfight Vanguard franchise. Plus, it's just a bop, isn't it? Like, who remembers that song? We've already seen Senka help break the boredom of Vanguard for Suzune, as come on, you can't say that she's not having fun when she starts pulling out her acting skills at the end of the fight, when she says, "I shall sing your final requiem." Like, come on, she's doing hand gestures and everything, so you can tell she's having fun. Megami will probably help with the emotional and home elements of sharing her experiences and how she overcame them, offering a hand of friendship, which we've seen when Megami tries to do already within this episode by starting up the conversation with her. Then Suo will do everything he can to add something into her life and re-spark that joy for Vanguard, really making it so that she expresses herself in a fight. Because as we learn, it was Vanguard that saved Suo. And it's important to Suo, hence why he's always trying to card fight people. So seeing Suzune having fun and laughing at the end, I can imagine that happening, and then Blag the Maya cutting the chains that we get to see in this episode with his scythe would just be an awesome visual. Now that might technically mean she has to lose, but I think that's important. This character will have to have growth from a defeat, especially with her mother watching on. It does also make me wonder though if one of her family members is going to be a member of Group D, because we don't know the participants of them yet. As a side note, in Dear Days it does say that Yu Yu is abroad in Paris. And I do love it though how they don't say where Group B is being held, but I do love the fact that they say it's being done abroad. Again, still hoping that maybe Yu Yu might make an appearance, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. In terms of the card fight though, I thought it was a really fun and entertaining fight. And I liked how the two decks work against each other. Plus how we got this dynamic where Suzune's family style never changes or grows, but then Senka's deck is using the experience of battle to get stronger and do more creative things. On the topic of Senka though, I'm finding myself loving this character even more with every passing episode. The nickname that Tamori gives her was great, calling her a battle junkie, and the interactions that Senka has in this episode was just pure gold. I love the little 3 rising stars skit where they all think they're better than each other. Even Riker kind of gets involved in this, which is kind of out of character for himself, but I love how he's just that confident in his abilities. Another great interaction from her though was Senka and Nao's interaction. This was brilliant, making you remember their rivalry and their friendship in a very wholesome and positive way. The whole food skit was mind-boggling, but I loved it. Drowning your egg in mayonnaise, which is just egg, or adding hot sauce to cake. What is crazier? You tell me. Also, Senka's character got a new voice actress in the form of Aitio Ayasa. Now, sorry if I said that name wrong. However, this voice actress absolutely smashed it within this role, delivering a lot of crazy emotion and excitement within her voice, really giving Senka a positive display. It was amazing, and a massive thank you and full credit to her for that performance. Another interaction we got to see from Senka was her talking to Aikawa. Now, this was unexpected, but it does follow suit with how Aikawa has been keeping up to date with Team Destined. After all, when they lost in Season 2, he kept that bond strong by keeping around them even though they were no longer under Sybil's control. But this interaction was all to help us set up for a massive showdown between the Fated King and the Destined King. So who will come out on top? Let's find out in the next episode. But yeah, overall, Locke is back, and it's not that overpowered, if I'm honest with you. Like, it's pretty tamed, but it does give us a stepping stone to help build moving forward, and hopefully it doesn't become this every nation gets it, and it's going to become that ridiculous. But with that being said, it was still cool to see, nevertheless. I'm excited to see what happens next with Suzune's character moving forward. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you again soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alligator, Martinet. Goodbye.